Bucs won! Bucs won! Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Week 1 is in the book. Vikings went down. Buccaneers beat them 20-17. Surprising everybody. Surprising everybody. Well, got some people in the live chat who said that Bucs were going to win. And they were correct. I predicted Bucs were going to win. I was correct. So, there were some people out there that thought they were going to win, but national media thought the Bucs were going to win. Not going to lie, Vikings did look like the better team. I think turnovers really helped the Buccaneers a lot. You know, just a little bit. We had 2 turnovers by Kirk Cousins and then an interception that I thought it was a really good interception, but Vikings fans think that it was Kirk Cousins' fault that he threw that interception. I have to look at it on all 22, but it was an interception regardless. The Cousins had 1 point. He had 13 straight completions. This was in the second quarter. And Mayfield, at about that same time, had 6 straight incompletions. Just a little bit of the disparity that went on in this game. Neither team converted a third down until late into the second quarter. It was they were struggling in the first half, except for Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson had 138 yards in the first half. He ended up with 150 yards on 9 receptions, but he had 0 touchdowns. That's good. He had a 42-yard long, though. Mike Evans ended up with a touchdown. He ended up with, I can't remember how many yards he had, and I didn't write it down, but it wasn't as many as Justin Jefferson had. To start the game off, the Buccaneers, we're going to be a run-first team, at least that's what they said, but to start the game off, we ended up throwing 6 times out of 7 plays. Our run game was not that great. Not going to lie about that. We ended up with 73 yards rushing total, but the Vikings only had 41 yards rushing total. Rashad White, our number 1 runner, he had 17 attempts for 39 yards. That gives him a 2.3 yards average. Madison, the Vikings running back, had 11 attempts for 34 yards, which gave him a better average of 3.1 yards. So the rushing game for neither team was any good. And I don't know whether to chalk it up to good defenses or just it's that time of year where the rushing is not that good. I don't know. Maybe neither team has a good rushing attack. I don't know. The Bucs' longest rushing yard of the game was 6 yards. The Vikings' longest rushing attack got 9 yards. So there you go. The Bucs ended up winning the time of possession 30 minutes and 39 seconds to the Vikings 29 minutes and 21 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. The Buccaneers usually are on the tail end or the losing end of time of possession. They have been for the past few years because our offense is just bing, 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 bing. But with running it a little bit more, we keep that time of possession more in our favor. The Minnesota Vikings defense totally shut down Dave Canales' bootlegs. Completely shut them down. I don't think not a single one of them was able to get a good full rollout. Baker Mayfield was, as soon as he would come out to do the bootleg, he was being attacked. Those naked boots, I thought it would be a few weeks before teams caught up with us on that, but it seemed like apparently right away the Vikings knew what we were doing. So that doesn't portend well for the rest of the season as far as the bootlegs are concerned. Trey Palmer, our rookie wide receiver, got his first touchdown in the third quarter, 6:01 in the third quarter. McLaughlin, our kicker, kicked a 57-yard field goal with 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was nervous about that, and I thought that Bowles did the wrong thing kicking that field goal, but it worked. This was after we had done a 4th and a half a yard we got that, drove down the field a little bit, and then we had a fourth and some yardage and decided to go ahead and kick a field goal from 57 yards out with a new kicker. I don't know. The Bucs only had 7 plays over 10 yards long. The longest was a 28-yarder. The Vikings had over 10 plays, over 10, with longs of 42, 39, 30, and so forth. So the Vikings were definitely offensively hitting on more cylinders than we are. But the Bucs only trailed in this game for 4 minutes and 7 seconds, while the Vikings trailed for 13 minutes and 53 seconds. And they trailed when it mattered, which is when the clock hit 0. So, take it for what it will. The Buccaneers won. So, Devin White ended up with 12 tackles. I told you he's going to be playing like a man on fire, and he was all over the place. He is going to have a monster year. I am betting on that. McCollum, 27, McCollum, Zion, had some really good special teams plays. I was impressed with him. Shaq Barrett ended up playing on the right side of the line instead of on the left, where I thought he was going to play and where he had played in his few series in the preseason. So that kind of surprised me. Levante David, we had some injuries, but nothing serious that's going to keep guys out for any length of time. Levante David ended up getting clobbered by Vita Vea. It was friendly fire, and Vita went to make a tackle and ended up hitting Levante. Levante didn't know it was coming, and it might have knocked Levante out. That's a big boy coming at you, launching at you. Now, it was a strange thing, and we had talked about this in the live chat, that they didn't replay that injury. They didn't replay the hit. It seems to be a thing that they're doing across the league. I've noticed it over the past few years. It's like they don't want to glorify the injuries. Devin White got injured in the second quarter. He stayed out for a play, came back in. Looked like it was his thigh or knee. Our rookie Cansey was ruled out at halftime. He's been dealing with a calf strain all off season. I didn't think he was going to play at all in this game. He got a few snaps, not many, but at halftime they ruled him out. So we probably won't see him for a while. One thing I didn't like is, I had said that Mayfield looked really good and smooth in the preseason. In this game, there were a couple instances where he got a little frantic, phantom pressure. He took a few chances that I did not like, threw the ball up a couple times. One time he ran for 1 yard and put his shoulder into a guy. He's got to run out of bounds. You don't play Mr. Tough Guy. Not unless the game is on the line. So, just calm down, take a deep breath, take some yoga, meditate, do something. We need you out there, buddy. We need you out there. So the Buccaneers ended up winning 2017, surprised everybody, and it was a good game. It was good. It's great to have football back. It really is. I'm excited about it. And our next game is the Bears are coming to Raymond James Stadium on the 17th, 1 p.m. next week. So that's going to be exciting. Watch them play. They got beat up by the Packers today. In our division, everybody won except for the Panthers because they were playing the Falcons, and the Falcons just beat up on them. It was just a whooping. I would think we're all, the Saints, the Falcons, and the Buccaneers are all tied for first place in the division right now. Don't know. I'm sure there's a tiebreaker or whatever. But guys, we won. We got it. We did it. Live stream Monday night, 6 p.m. Hopefully going to have the all 22 game footage by then. But if not, we'll just talk about the game. And I want to hear what everybody's thoughts on it were, if they had the same feelings I do, and who you thought was the best player and worst player, all that good stuff. We'll figure all that out. But until next time, guys, go Bucs.